Ravensburger has a title that's caught my attention, and I'd love to tell you about it. The Princess Bride Adventure Book Game. This is for 1 to 4 players for ages 10 and up, and should take you about 15 to 90 minutes to play. Inconceivable! Climb the cliffs of insanity, brave the fire swamp, and help Buttercup, Wesley, Physic, and Inigo Montoya survive the deadly machinations of Prince Humperdinck, Count Rugen, and Vizzini. Follow the incredible story of the Princess Bride through 6 chapters and work together to keep the plot on course, despite shrieking eels, kissing, and constant interruptions. Will the forces of evil or true love prevail? In the Princess Bride Adventure Book Game, players work together to advance the plot and tell all 6 chapters despite interruptions from a sick grandson. Each chapter is represented by a new board within a book of game boards. Instead of each player controlling a single character, players cooperate to complete challenges by moving characters and discarding story cards from their hand. Each chapter has a series of challenges that require characters to be in specific locations and specific story cards to be discarded from a player's hand. All challenges must be completed before players can advance to the next chapter. A chapter can be interrupted by different story-based conditions or by the grandson. Players have 1 more chance to complete the story after an interruption, or they lose the game. Special story cards earned as a reward for completing challenges as well as miracle tokens give players more options and help them along the way. The Princess Bride Adventure Book Game includes paintable miniatures for Wesley, Princess Buttercup, Prince Humperdinck, Count Rugen, Vizzini, Inigo Montoya, and Physic. I think it's a pretty good description for the publisher. It definitely captures the excitement of the movie or the book. Honestly, I never read the book, but I am a big fan of the movie. And this does make me feel, just from the description alone, that I might be into this, what is apparently a thematically heavy game. I love thematic games. Yeah, so obviously, one of the very first things that totally draw me to this is the fact that it's a Princess Bride game. And I love the movie. I don't really have any Princess Bride products, but I definitely would be interested in checking this out. Now, it's more than just the fact that it's based on something I think is a very funny movie and still stands up. It's so much, there's several other points that really capture my attention about this. And when I was learning more about this game, the game is broken up into 6 different chapters, and each chapter is supposed to run you about 15 minutes or so, regardless of the number of players, apparently. But more than that, each of the 6 chapters is like a mini game in itself. Slightly different versions of the rules, and definitely what you have to do and accomplish is going to be different from each chapter to the next. So each of these 15-minute or so games, these chapters, are their own game essentially, and I'm really into that. That sounds really cool. Now, of course, you can run the whole game, which would take you approximately 90 minutes, a little bit longer maybe, the first time you run through it anyway. Or you could break it up into chapters. You can make this a regular filler game for a few weeks. I kind of like that option with the game also. Now, everything about this game is just thematically perfect. It really is. The fact that this is a movie based on a book, right? And the whole thing is about the book and the grandfather reading it to the grandson, and they capture that feel by making the game a book. So I mean that captures that right away, but it's more than that. It's everything that I'm reading about that gets done in this game it follows thematically and looks visually exactly like it should. This game is designed, I think, from what I've read, specifically for fans of the movie more than just a general board gaming fan. Now, I happen to be both. So it's a double bonus for me. But yeah, everything about this game is just, you have to know Princess Bride to fully appreciate this game. Is the total vibe that I'm getting, and I'm there. I'm with it. I'm digging it. So now this book and the miniatures, all the pictures that I see of it, it looks really good. It looks kind of like what you would expect it to look like. I mean, but I don't think it wasn't a picture book originally, and it wasn't a picture book in the movie. But other than that, it does have that thematic feel of what you expect it to kind of look like, this whole book thing. So I'm totally digging that. And the miniatures look great. Again, I've said this a lot of times, but it doesn't mean it's not true. Honestly, these are miniatures that make me imagine that I was a miniature painter, that I had dedicated the time to learn the skill to be a decent enough miniature painter so that I could do that as well. But wow, they really do look nice. It's just the miniatures are done perfectly. They're rendered, well, I'll say beautifully. Let me say that. They're rendered beautifully. And I really enjoy looking at them, and I don't even have the game yet. I was also reading, this is a little thing that caught my attention. I want to bring it to you too, especially if you know the movie, is that this game revolves around a lot of challenges. And apparently the challenges that I've been looking at, they seem to fall into like 3 different categories. It could be one of revenge, one of intrigue, or one of love. And like that is like just movie and story defining. That is definitely the themes that run through the story pretty completely, actually. So to see how that is brought in also is just something else that is not only a beautiful part of the components of the game, but a beautiful part of the whole thematic love that this board game has for the original material. And also, I read that the rule book is only like 5 or 6 pages long, and like there's 2 pages set up for setup. 2 pages set up for setup, how to set up the different chapters in the game. So it is not rule heavy at all. It's an easy game to learn. You can learn it apparently right out of the box, on the table, ready to go in minutes your first time. So that's always really appealing. And since this is a cooperative game, it makes it that much easier apparently to teach the game to new players, to help them get into it right away. But it's also the option of a solo game. So especially right now with everything that's been going on, solo games or games that you can solo, I think are pretty darn popular. So this is another one that gives you that option, and that's definitely cool. So it's all these reasons combined that it definitely has this game on my radar, and it's something I want to get to the table, and I'd love to showcase this game. So it's on my list, and let's see what happens. Hopefully something good will happen. All right, my friends, but please, if you're a fan of Princess Bride, this is one of several games I know of based on that movie, book, story, based on the tale of Princess Bride. So you might want to check out this Ravensburger title of the Princess Bride adventure book game.